Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to Cryptocast, your source for all things crypto-related, unknown, and paranormal. I'm your host, Parker, and welcome to our very first episode ever of Cryptid Cage Match. We're going to have two of your favorite cryptids pinned up against each other to see who would win if they ever got into a real-life altercation with each other. And this is a fun series that I thought would be pretty great to do. Um, I kind of got inspired after a um, fan commented on my video by the name of Alligator Fool. He asked who would win in a fight, Lizard Man or El Chupacabra. Well, we're not doing those two today, but Alligator Fool, thank you so much for this. You gave me this idea to do this, so this whole series is entirely your inspiration. So thank you for doing this. But even though we are not going to be doing the Lizard Man or the Chupacabra today, we are actually going to be doing two famous cryptids today, which are really good. We are going to be, ooh, that is big. We are going to be doing um, Bigfoot, obviously. That was a really big picture of our friend here. We're going to do Bigfoot versus another famous cryptid, Mothman. We're going to be doing big cryptid. They're both cryptids. We're going to be doing Bigfoot versus Mothman today on the show, guys. Um, so pretty much what we're going to do before we get into talking about these two here, we are going to look at their stats, and I have a very special way that we are going to look at their stats. Um, so this is pretty much the power sheet right here. As you can tell, we're going to look at their strength, we're going to look at their speed, their agility, stealth, their powers, their range, and their durability. So pretty much their strength obviously is just how strong they are and what they're capable of doing, like whether that be heavy lifting, lifting rocks, um, throwing powerful punches, kicks, all that kind of stuff. Speed is how fast they move. So um, obviously if something's fast, it definitely has a big advantage here on the field because if you can't hit your target, it's not gonna. Um, you're at a huge disadvantage. Agility is pretty much their mobility, how much they can really move around and stay agile. Stealth is how well they can be hidden. Their powers are if they have like any powers or anything, like example like ability to suck blood or the ability to control electronic devices, something like that. Their range is pretty much like if they are just bound to one area, or if they can like take to the skies, water, forest, something like that. And then their durability is how well can they take a hit. So, without further ado, we are going to look at Bigfoot's stats. I got the sheet right here, guys, and let me tell you, Bigfoot is a force to be reckoned with. Um, so right now, Bigfoot he has maxed out strength. Bigfoot is honestly jacked. Like I've heard stories of Bigfoot being able to um, like throw boulders at people. I've heard of stories about Bigfoot being able to, um, oh god, he like flip cars in some situations. Bigfoot is just an overall big, beefy, healthy boy. Like you don't want to mess with this guy. He's super fucking strong. Um, Speed, he is not very fast, but he's not very slow either. I have heard stories of slower ones. I have heard stories of faster ones. So I have put his stats somewhere just kind of in the middle, just to show he's like a normal speed for something about his size. Agility, he's not that agile. I feel like, yes, it depends. Like if he knows the forest very well, he can get around, but um, just depending on where he is, I personally don't feel like Bigfoot is very, very agile. His stealth is very, very high, maxed out stealth actually, because he is he can blend in. He has that camouflage blend into the trees. He knows all the hiding places. He knows where to go. So he is very stealthy, but he does leave those prints in the ground sometimes, but that's really only if it's a muddy day. Otherwise, he's extremely stealthy, which is why I gave him maxed out stealth. Powers, his powers are his lowest stat. He does not have any powers whatsoever. So really, his only big ability is his strength. That's really it. Other than that, no powers whatsoever. His range is pretty well too. They can be found in forests, wooded areas, heck, even like in deserts and everything. So, pretty much he's not at a disadvantage wherever his range is. The only disadvantage he has, like if he's being attacked by an airborne enemy or an enemy in a lake, as I've never really heard of Sasquatch, Bigfoot just being able to get in the water. And durability, that's his third highest stat. And man, let me tell you, Bigfoot, he's fucking durable. I've heard of people firing at shots at Bigfoot, him not taking any damage. I've heard of he's just extremely durable. Like if he gets hit by something, it doesn't phase him. He's just a monster. He's a truck. He's just gonna plow through the competition, guys. Bigfoot's honestly that strong. So um, these are Bigfoot's stats. Now let's take a look at his competition stats. The infamous Mothman, and let me tell you guys, Mothman is honestly a very, very tough competitor for Bigfoot right here. Um, I've never heard of an encounter that somebody had with Bigfoot where, I mean, a Mothman, where Mothman got into like a physical fight with somebody or attacked someone. So I can't gauge his strength, but I feel like if he did get into an altercation with something, his strength would kind of on the lower side because um, he's not really built for fighting. He's built for flying, and as you know, like most birds or something, like if they kind of like get hit or something, they're essentially done. So his strength is very, very low. Not too low, but just low enough where he can still get pretty damn hurt. Um, Speed, he is extremely speedy, flying through the skies and everything. Like there's that leaked footage of him allegedly and everything, and when he flies, he just zooms. He's very, very speedy. His agility stat is maxed out because we've seen oh gosh, his agility. It's he's just super fast. Like he can appear out of nowhere sometimes. You don't that would kind of tie in more with stealth a little bit, but he's super agile. He's really agile at home in the skies. That is his main territory. So he is very agile. And also his speed, I forgot to mention, I just remember this thing and I forgot to mention when I talked about it, but his speed, there was an account back during the Point Pleasant area when when the whole Mothman phenomenon was going on. He was able to keep up with a speeding car. So his speed stat, his agility stat, they're both pretty fucking powerful. So he's a really speedy, agile boy. And then his stealth, my god, his stealth is fucking insane. Um, he comes and he goes. We don't know where he comes from, where he goes. We kind of have an idea where Bigfoot lives, like in the forests and the mountains and everything, but we don't know where Mothman comes from. Mothman is very, very stealthy. So his agility and his stealth are his max stats. And then next we have his powers. His powers are pretty high because he does have the ability, it seems like, to predict when bad things are going to happen, and he comes to warn people about it. And it's also said that he can kind of manipulate and control electronic devices. So um, telephone poles, cell phones, GPS systems. He can pretty much kind of fuck with all of that. So his powers, he does have some sort of like unknown extraterrestrial paranormal type of powers. Now his range is very high too. It's higher than Bigfoot's because yes, though he flies the skies, that's pretty much where he's limited to. He go like there's been reports from in Russia all the way to West Virginia. Like his range is massive. And and even though he's airborne, he can still pretty much fly. But like going after something like Bigfoot as well, he'd have to like kind of dodge the trees, which is where his agility stat would really come into play. Knowing what he's doing and everything, and I he's his range is pretty good. So like his only the only reason he doesn't get a max in range is because he would not fare well in a water type situation. But in the forest, in the mountains, in the sky, he is pretty good. His range is pretty good. But his durability is not that good. That is his weakest stat. Because like I was saying with his strength, he's like an airborne creature, so pretty much for something to be airborne, its bones have to be really light. So pretty much if Mothman takes a hit, if he's even able to get hit with his strength, with his speed and agility set, if he takes a big hit, he's most likely going to be severely crippled or even die on impact. And that's really what I feel is the best for Mothman. So so we got a really powerful boy versus a really stealthy boy. And let me get them both on screen one more time so we can kind of work out a situation where one would kind of be better over the other in this situation. All right, so we got our Mothman here. Gonna put him right above his stats. Let me get my Bigfoot stats. And there we go. Now we can kind of compare the stats a little bit. Like I said, we got really strong, brute, durable power versus really speedy glass cannon. So it's going to be a really interesting fight, guys. And just a heads up again, this Bigfoot picture is going to be massive. Yes, it is. All right, so we have Bigfoot now versus Mothman. Like I said, even though Bigfoot is on the stronger side, he is not very agile. So I feel like Mothman would probably like to kind of toy around with him a bit if they got into an altercation. Let's just say we're in Bigfoot's territory in the forest. So like I was saying earlier, Mothman would probably be able to like zoom throughout the trees, just kind of like using his claws, kind of like scratching at Bigfoot. Bigfoot's trying to get him, but Mothman is too fast for Bigfoot. So Bigfoot starts picking up boulders or something, trying to toss them at Mothman. Again, Mothman dodges them. Um, but again, Mothman is a glass cannon. So if Bigfoot got a hold on Mothman, Mothman would be down for the count. But Bigfoot does know the layout of his home very well as well. So even though he's not the most agile, his range and what he knows about the forest would play an effect here. And even though Mothman's claws are very sharp, his Bigfoot's durability, that would be like nothing to him. That would just be like getting a back scratch. So um, he really wouldn't take much damage. But Mothman can't really use his powers here because Bigfoot obviously doesn't have technology. He can't control the electricity here. Mothman may be able to predict what Bigfoot might do with his future vision, but he really kind of predicts big events. So I don't know if that would play a big part in here. But but if Mothman flies up really high, Bigfoot will not be able to reach him, and anything that he throws won't be able to get up that high due to the gravity and the inertia at the speed that it was thrown. So, Mothman could very easily get away from Bigfoot if he so pleased. But we're not here to see who would run away from who. We are here to see who would win in a fight. Um, Bigfoot definitely has the strength here, and Mothman has the speed and agility. So, if Bigfoot can grab Mothman, Mothman's done. But if Mothman can kind of toy around with Bigfoot um, and just kind of like trick him, outmaneuver him, and just pretty much just, I can't think of the word, but just pretty much just, yeah, just outmaneuver him, trick him. Um, I feel like Mothman could get the upper hand for a little bit at least. Because even though he's speedy, he it he might use up all of his energy. Same with Bigfoot, but so they might be kind of tired towards the end, which is the case with most matches. But I feel like Mothman would get kind of tired of flying around super fast, but we don't know like his other powers or something. Maybe he has like a can teleport or something. I'm not entirely sure, but I do feel like Mothman would get very tired after flying around and would need to rest, which in that case, then Bigfoot would honestly destroy Mothman. Now, Mothman does kind of have the paranormal edge on his side, but if we're just going by physical traits, I feel like Bigfoot would honestly win against Mothman. Because even though Mothman is super speedy, Bigfoot's stats and his durability, he would be able to hold out long enough until Mothman got tired, which is then when Bigfoot would be able to strike and take Mothman down for the win. So, guys, our winner of our very first Cryptid Cage match is Bigfoot. So, I would love to hear from you guys as well. Let me know who you thought would win this fight in the comment section below. Also, guys, if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, become a member of the Crypto Crew today, and also comment below who else you would like to see in these Cryptid Cage matches. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you dislike it. This is my brand new series, guys, so it didn't really seem that professional to me, but I'm still kind of working on it a bit, so the newer installments will be much better than this one. But um, this was just kind of like a prototype tester episode to see if you guys liked it, enjoyed the concept, enjoyed the thing. So um, let me know what you guys thought as well. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let's say a big congratulations to our winner of the night, Bigfoot. Um, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I've been Parker. You've been watching Cryptocast. Stay spooky, and I'll see you guys in the next Cryptid Cage match. Bye, guys.